Hey guys, AscendantGod here, and down below. Here with Raid Shadow Legends. Going to be opening up some Void Shards today. Got the couple different reasons going on. Number one, we got the double epic, double legendary event going on for Void. So whenever you're curious, if you're wondering if it is going on in your time zone as far as like the dates in game compared to your local time, you just click on that I button there and you can see what's going on here. Normally it'd be the 8% and 0.5 like it is with Ancients. As you can see, Voids are double right now, so I only have 20 to open, so not that great of a chance of getting a legendary. 20% chance of getting a legendary, which isn't that great. But the good chance of getting some epics here, at least a couple epics I should get, hopefully. So we'll see what happens here, but since it is the double event going on, that's when I tend to open my sacreds, voids, and ancients. I don't open them up any other time these days. It's just the shards are so expensive, and once you get to the point like I am where you're able to do all the in-game content, you know, to me it just doesn't make sense to, you know, spend tons of money on this game for, you know, for small little increases in something I'm already completing, you know. So but I mean, it would be cool to get some new champions to play with, if not anything else, in faction wars, or sometimes they're just fun in arena. The main thing that I'm really looking for at this point is another counterattack champion to add to my roster for clan boss. I have a solid clan boss team right now where I can 4-key the Ultra Nightmare, usually all on auto attacks, which is great, so then I don't have to manually spend a ton of time there all day long farming the clan boss every day. I can do it on auto, but every once in a while, depending on the affinity, I cut it kind of close and I'll have to do like 2 or even 3 of them sometimes manually, depending on how bad the auto run was. So it'd be nice to have a little bit more of a cushion if I could get to the point where I could, you know, easily auto all 4 keys, or maybe even get to the point where I have such a solid team where I could auto it and only do 3 keys. That would be even better. So, I'm going to see what happens here today, though. Like I said, I got 20 shards to open. Again, the only thing that I'm really thinking of that I could use is like counterattack champions. I don't even know who's a counterattack off the top of my head. Or maybe not necessarily counterattack. Damage mitigation would be good too. I don't know if Warlord is... I think Warlord might be Void, but I'm not sure. Like, Warlord would be good. I think Santa Claus is Void, but anyway, we'll see what I get here. I'm going to go ahead and get this started here. There are some new champions that I don't know about, so if I open something that's awesome and you guys are like, is he friggin' retarded? He has like a dead look on his face. It's because I haven't seen it yet. There's like probably about, I would say, 7 or 8 new champions that I've only glimpsed at, that they just let loose recently, and some of the ones prior to that I just didn't see great enough. It's like, I'm not looking into it. So let's see what we get here. But it's kind of nicer that way to me, because like, I don't care about looking at champions that I'm most likely never going to actually pull anyway. I would rather have the nice little surprise of like, oh, I pulled something that I'm not even familiar with. You know, I'd rather do that. So let's see what I get here. Now, the ones that I do cover extensively are the champions I have. Those are the ones that I do the champion spotlights on for you guys, because I want to make sure to get accurate information. If I don't have the champion, unless I've played on it on one of my alternate accounts or on a friend's account, I don't tend to do champion spotlights on it. I only want to help you guys with information that I know is accurate, because I've tested it inside and out. So let's see what we get here with some voids, and wish me luck here. And I'm going to take down some water. We'll pop up with the first one. Oh, let's see. Rare. Arbalester. I might actually use her, though, for a fusion. I think, if I remember right, Arbalester is one of the fusion champions to get that big frog-looking fusion dude. I could really use him for the Lizardmen, because I don't have any healer in Lizardmen yet, and I'm pretty sure that guy heals and resurrects. But, so I might fuse him. So, and I'm pretty sure she's part of that, but other than that, she's nothing that great. Like, this damage increased according to the number of debuffs on the target, kind of like how Dracomorph works, only it's on her A3 instead with a cooldown. I don't know how well it scales, but I don't think it scales that great, because I haven't heard anything that great about her. I don't know anybody that uses her. Attacks an enemy, 60% chance of putting the target's skills on cooldown. It's only one target, so again, nothing that great. I mean, she's a rare, so you're not going to get anything that amazing with a rare. 50% chance of random debuff from this champion to the target. And you know, you can bring that up to 75%. That's kind of cool. But yeah, no, she's not good enough to use. Yeah, look at the reviews, they're horrible. Yeah, like I said, I don't think she scales well. It's hard to tell just from the initial look at champions if they're good or not, because you don't know how well they scale. There's a thing called a multiplier, so that when they get more attack or defense or whatever, their damage is, you know, multiplied by that. If they have a low multiplier, they don't scale well. So, like, when you hear people saying this champion doesn't scale well, and you're like, what the heck does that mean? It means that when you put more and more attack on them, they don't increase as substantially as some other champions do. Ox, again, just another garbage. I don't think he's part of any fusion that I'm aware of. And, yeah, garbage. 50% chance block cooldown skills. Just, again, only one enemy, though. One enemy, decreased defense, turn meters, nah. Nothing good there. Again, probably has, yeah, 4.2 at best, 4.3. All right, next. I want to at least see some epics here. Be cool if I get a legendary. Cool, cool. All right, now Cold Heart. I only have one Cold Heart so far. She is a really, really good champion for Spider, especially Spider 20, because she hits Spider 20 so hard. Like, I've had her crit as high as like 1.5, 1.6 million on the Spider. It's crazy. I mean, albeit with really, really good gear on her, but she's just amazing for the Spider boss, and it's because of this A3. Attacks an enemy, which of course she targets the Spider Mother, and then fully depletes the turn meter, which is awesome because you want to keep that Spider Mother from getting turns. Extra 30% chance of inflicting a critical hit, so you only have to put 70% crit rate on her on total, and she's still going to guaranteed crit on this, which is really cool. Means you can load her up with more crit damage and not have to worry about its crit rate as much. And damage increases according to enemy max hit points. That's what makes her hit so freaking hard. It's just amazing. She hits that boss so hard. The only downsides of her I don't like is she's not that great in dungeons, because since she is an attack champion, we were actually just talking about this earlier today in the clan chat in Discord. Attack champions are just, they end up being so squishy in the dungeons, because, I mean, if you have a defense champion and their attacks scale off defense, you load them up with a ton of defense, improves their survivability, and they hit harder. Meanwhile, an attack-based champion, they need to do something like parry or dodge or something, like some kind of damage mitigation that comes from attack, even if it's not to the extent that defense does. At least a little bit of damage mitigation, because attack champions, the only times they're viable are for things like, say, Spider or Arena. Like dungeons, faction wars, like attack champions are really hard to keep alive a lot of the time. Or that, or if you can keep them alive, then they don't tend to hit that hard. So, but they can be great, though, in Arena and Spider, like I said, and she's amazing for Spider. This AoE attack, from my experience, doesn't hit that hard. My Big Gun blows her AoE out the water. Like, I got a lot of other champions that do more AoE than that, but then this is just a 4 times random hit, which again is really weak hit. Personally, I like Royal Guard more for Spider 20. I just, because I love his AoE enemy max hit points. It hits those Spiderlinks too really, really hard, because on that one, on Spider 20, even those little Spiderlinks have tons of hit points. But like I said, Cold Heart is a really good champion. I might max her out for Spider 20. I'm not sure. If I was really going to use her, I would probably need one more Cold Heart or another Royal Guard, and use that along with Dracomorph. But anyway, but she is a good champion, so I'll probably end up using her on Spider 20 eventually. Let's see what we got next here. She's the only one that I can think of that's a rare off the top of my head that's really good. Oop, Epic, alright, and Lua. Lua, I think, is pretty good. I don't have her yet on this account, I don't think. I don't remember what she does. I'm pretty sure she's decent. Yeah, I looked 4.8, 4.7. That's not bad for an epic. Let's see what she does here. I'm pretty sure Lua is a solid champ. Might use her for faction wars. Alright, so attacks one enemy. This attack fully depletes the turn meter. That's cool. Will ignore shields and block damage buffs. Situational. I mean, it could be really useful for certain bosses or whatever. But, let's see. Attacks all enemies 3 times. That's cool. Each critical hit heals this champion by 2.5%. Yeah, but see, I'm not worried about healing them in Spider. That's the only thing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to use her on Spider, that's for sure. Attacks an enemy, deals 50% of the inflicted damage to all enemies if this attack's critical. That's kind of cool. So you load her up with 100% crit rate, and then she's going to always do 50% of the damage she does to the main targets, everybody else on this. Got an AoE here, which heals her, and then fully depletes the turn meter. What is she? She's Dark Elves. I have a really solid Dark Elf team. I'm probably not going to use her. She is decent, though. I mean, not amazing, but she's decent. I don't know. I don't know what I'll use her. I don't know. She might just end up using her as food. Maybe I'll probably save her just because she's an epic. Alright. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's just I have so many legendaries and some really solid epics and stuff that there's not a whole lot that I need as far as epics these days. And rares are pretty much always going to be garbage except for Cold Heart. That's about it. I can't think of any other rare off the top of my head that I would actually use. So, Ragemonger, I'm pretty sure he's garbage. Yeah. Slight chance to put an HP burn, but no. There's champions with a guaranteed HP burn. 2.5 poisons. Yeah, no. 2.5s are garbage. Nope. Next. I would never use 2.5 poisons. I mean, once you get to the point where you have solid groups to another epic. Ooh. This is something that I might be able to use for Clan Boss. I'm pretty sure I can. 4.5 though. Why am I thinking this is the champion? Yeah, it's Maneater. Maneater is... Maybe you need 2 of them for the Clan Boss. Anyway, I know I'm definitely going to use him for Oghren, if not anything else. Maneater is really good. Yeah, this is why. Champion receives damage, then places an unkillable buff and block buff on all allies for 2 turns. Damage received is equal to 5% max hit points for each alive ally. So, yeah. Anyway, so he does some damage to himself, but then he puts the block debuffs buff and the unkillable buff on all allies. See? Okay, now I see why you need multiple man-eaters, though, to make an unkillable team. So, I mean, it's cool that I got 1, though, because if I get a couple man-eaters, I already have Painkeeper. You got to reduce this down to the 5-turn cooldown. It lasts for 2 turns. So, yeah, with Painkeeper, I would have to do the attacks manually, but with 1 more man-eater, I should be able to make an immortal team. It would be a manual team, which kind of sucks, but it'd be cool just to be able to do it. Plus, Maneater, if anything, I'm pretty sure he would be good in faction wars. I'm not sure. Let me see how he is overall. I mean, yeah, decent ratings for everything except Spider's Den. I don't know. I know that I mean, this is the unkillable and block debuffs buff. I mean, that's cool. For some reason, I was thinking it was a block damage buff on him. Then, oh, that's cool. Fully depletes a target's turn meter, fills his champion's turn meter, the amount the target loses. That's pretty cool. That's cool ability. I like that. That could be useful for the bosses. Attacks an enemy, 50%. Decreased attack debuff on all enemies. Ooh. Yeah, I think I'm going to use him for Faction Wars, because that's really cool. And especially on Oghren tribes, I don't have an attack down yet, and that's really cool. You give him 100% crit rate, and then he does an attack down debuff on all enemies. That's really cool. I didn't know he had that ability. He only hits 1 enemy, but 50% and AoE attack down if it's critical. That's pretty cool. I'm definitely going to be using him for my Faction Wars team, so I like that. This, I don't know how great that is. I don't like unkillable buffs, just because unkillable lets your champion get down to literally 1 hit point. So as soon as the unkillable buff falls off of them, they're basically just a target. I mean, just sitting there, a very easy target. So that, but I do think that I'm going to fit him into my Faction Wars team, though, because I'm pretty sure with Oghren, I do have like some rare that just isn't that great in it. But I think it's like Shatterbones or something. But yeah. I'm glad I do have 1 of him, though, because like I said, that's well on my way to getting an immortal team. So let me do the next one. Like I said, there's nothing I can think of off the top of my head that I really, really need in these. I think Santa Claus is one. Santa Claus could be useful, I think. Renegade, another garbage. I don't think it's going to be any good. Yeah, cooldown of all ally skills. Oh, wait. Wow. Wait. This skill does not affect this champion or other other champions with this skill. Okay, so you can't use one renegade to reduce the cooldowns of the skills of another renegade, but decreases the cooldown of all ally skills by 2 turns. That is... Wow, that's really cool. Wait, this champion will receive damage equal to 30%. Oh, of their max hit points. I thought it was like their, as in like each target. I'm like, that would kill them. Like, they sacrifice themselves. No, that's really cool though. Like, Painkeeper's the only one that I knew off the top of my head that reduces like the cooldowns of skills. I knew there was some others out there, but and this is by 2 turns. That's really cool. That's really cool. That's actually better than Painkeeper. What else does this one have? Attacks random 3 times, 50% chance, decreased speed. Decreased speed is cool. Decreased accuracy is... I mean, decreased accuracy, okay. Attacks an enemy, 25% chance of a heal reduction. Heal reductions, I mean, that's again situational. But this... That... I mean, now I have Renegade that could reduce cooldowns. I have Painkeeper that could reduce cooldowns. I am very surprised her ratings aren't higher. Very surprised. I would think with this, the decrease... Yeah, I mean, I would think that would be better. I'm almost wondering if I could use her for Spider to get through... Well, no, because I do it on auto. I don't know when she would cast that on auto. I don't think she would. She would probably work with... just so you guys know, she would probably work with Royal Guard, because Royal Guard does do his AoE, enemy max hit points, first. So it would probably refresh his if she was slower than him. But with Cold Heart, she doesn't do it until the 2nd turn. But I might use Renegade. I mean, like I said, that reducing the cooldowns by 2 turns, that's wow. I mean, I think maybe the reason her ratings aren't that great is she's very, very dependent on being with other champions that are really powerful. Because obviously, if you have a bunch of rares and you're like fairly new to the game and you're running with a bunch of rares that don't have really, really strong cooldowns, then who cares? But I mean, if you're running with champions like, say, Martyr or, you know, Nethril or Bigon or something like, I mean, that's to reduce their cooldowns by 2 turns. That's really good. Fellhound I already have. I was using Fellhound in my faction wars, but I just didn't find him to be good enough. Like, because he does have this where it's like block damage buff on an ally, but then the enemies just attack a different ally. So it doesn't, and it's only for 1 turn. If it was for 2 turns, sure, but for 1 turn, it doesn't really do much good as far as keeping somebody alive. This continuous heal, reflect damage is kind of cool, but again, just not good enough for the faction wars for me. I got other champions that are better recently. So, yeah, Fellhound is okay for a rare, but not anything that spectacular. Like I said, for a rare, it's okay. No. Harvester's garbage, I already know that. Attacks an enemy. Yeah, look at this. 90% chance of increasing the cooldown of 1 of the target's skills by 2 turns at random. That's just kind of weird. I mean, you'd get it to 100%, but it's just 1 of the skills by random. Like, I don't know. Could be useful, but it's like really just RNG. Like, it could be really useful, or it could reduce the cooldown to something that's just not that bad anyway. 80% block buffs. Yeah. No, she's really, really situational. She could be good in certain encounters with bosses, by reducing their, like, the cooldowns, or like the boss's allies and faction wars. She could be kind of good, but yeah, I don't see myself using her. She doesn't seem that spectacular to me. I'm surprised 4.74. See, sometimes I think, like, that's why I don't really trust these in-game ratings. Yeah, no, I don't see her as anything that great. I'm really, really surprised she's that high. I mean, block buffs is kind of useful, but yeah, no. No, I'm definitely not. She's gonna definitely be food. He's garbage. Paragon, I don't even want to, like, yeah, it's just, what? Heal reduction, decrease attack for 2 turns. That's actually not too bad. And like, it does 3 different targets attack down, and he's defense based. Unkillable, attack on a target ally. Yeah, but again, it's the unkillable. It can bring it down to 1 hit point. No. I mean, he's not horrible, but he's not anything that great either. I'm not going to be using him. Dark Elves, no. Like I said, my Dark Elves is already a pretty solid group. I'd like to see a legendary. Just like one legendary. Like something that I like could use, but I'm not aware of. Steadfast Marshal's garbage. Yeah, the Veil thing, like, it's on everybody except for him, which just basically makes him a target. And then the increased defense. So basically he does this and increases his defense and then puts a veil on everybody else. But the thing is in the beginning of an encounter that doesn't do any good because most of the attacks in the beginning are AoE attacks from the enemy, so it's still going to hit everybody else. Like, again, I don't see, like, veil just doesn't work well with the way that it's set up right now. Like, at the bare minimum, it should at least mitigate damage when you're under the veil. Even if you get hit by an AoE, it should be mitigated at least. Like, I don't even use Veil, but I just don't think it's fair to people who do use Veil. Like, I don't, like, they should get some level of damage mitigation. Veteran's another one that I know I won't use. Let me see. Block buffs. Increases according to the max hit points. So that's kind of cool that you load him up with a ton of hit points and he does an AoE attack. I don't know how well it scales, but block buffs is kind of cool too. So it's not too bad. And, yeah, you got to kill somebody to get the crit rate. Decrease attack. I mean, he seems okay. Like, I don't need him. I'm not going to use him. Well, actually, I might. Maybe for the orcs. My orc team is garbage. It's really, really garbage. So, I might actually use him. For Faction Wars, of course. The orcs Faction Wars is what I mean. Retainer. For some reason I'm thinking Retainer is okay. I was using this champion on an alt account of mine. He was working really well. So let's see. Attacks an enemy, decreases target's turn meter by 50%. If the target's turn meter is fully depleted, places a sleep debuff on them for 1 turn. But I don't know. No, I don't think it was Retainer. I think it was like Warden or something. It's a champion that looks a lot like this one, but the abilities were different. This isn't the champion I was using. Because I don't like Sleep, personally. Because the problem with Sleep is that Daze is great. You put somebody in a Daze, they've just lost a turn. Thing that sucks about Sleep, for those of you who don't know, when you put Sleep on somebody, if you have a champion with AoE attacks, it's going to knock that person out of the sleep before the end of their turn. Unless they go through an entire turn with Sleep on them, they don't lose that turn. So it's like I could put Sleep on a champion, but then do an AoE attack with another one of my champions before that champion's turn would have been up, and it wakes them right back up, and it's like nothing ever even happened. Sleep is only worthwhile if you manage to get that champion through an entire turn on Sleep. So I don't like it. Here's his champion, counterattack buff on him. I mean, counterattack. See, we were talking about this earlier today too in the clan. Like, they really need to put more counterattack champions in the game because there's such a shortage. And sadly, with the way Ultra Nightmare is set up right now, like, it's very, very dependent on counterattack champions. They keep pumping out more and more champions, but no counterattack champions that are new. So it's like you're watering down the counterattack champions when you know we're desperate to get them. Like, a lot of players are going to get frustrated. Like, I understand, yeah, they want to sell a ton of shards, and that's their intention behind that. But when you have such a slim chance, and they pull shard after shard after shard, and they get frustrated, like, I really need a counterattack to do Ultra Nightmare, not getting one, well, I'm done. I spent $500. I'm over this, you know? Like, they really need to add more counterattack champions in the game. They really, really do. I know that the new boss, they're saying that the counterattack isn't going to work as well or something like that. Well, they didn't say for sure that it's going to be with the new boss, but they were saying they're doing something with counterattack where in the future it's not going to be as viable or something like that. I don't know exactly, but anyway. But yeah, Retainer here is just no. I mean, this would be. I mean, he's okay. He's okay, like, if you don't have a bunch of really good champions. I mean, the healing counterattack. I mean, a single counterattack by himself is okay for Faction Wars, maybe. I mean, he's all right. I mean, it's only 30% decreased defense, but I mean, for a rare, you're not going to expect much more. For a rare, he's okay. No, Centurion is no. 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 Even Arena defense, 4.2 is the best he has for defense. I mean, who cares about your defense in Arena? Yeah. This is, oh, that's kind of cool. Exchanges remaining HP levels with a target enemy, then equalizes. See, I don't know what that means. Then it equalizes the HP of all allies. What does it mean, like, equalizes? Like, I've never seen how that mechanic works. But, I would imagine it's got to be a good thing, because the initial ability, until you ascend it, it doesn't do it. Like, I think it's kind of cool. Exchange remaining hit point levels with a target enemy. I would imagine you can't do that on bosses. But it should say here, like, you can't do it on a boss, but maybe you can. I don't know. But anyway, but yeah, that's pretty cool where you can exchange it. Like, I think that's a kind of cool ability. I just... I don't know. The thing is it's situational. On auto, I don't think it would be that great because I could see him using that during times when it just doesn't really make much sense. But on, like, really high levels, that could be useful when it's really, really hard to kill enemies and they're, like, ripping through you. That could be cool. Heals his champion, increased defense, 30% increased defense. No. Just a single target heal for himself. No. Okay, now I see. Yeah, that's why he's not that great. Yeah, his other abilities are just not very good. Malbranch. Anyway, she looks cool. I like her look. I don't think she's anything that great. 4.5, 4.5. But I mean, who cares about dragons? Dragons is like the easiest, I feel like. You see what she's got. One enemy, 6 bomb. Oop, 70, 80. It gets up to 85% chance to place one. It detonates after 3 turns. See, that's what I don't like about bombs. I love that bombs completely ignore a target's defense. It's like if you wonder in arena when you get hit by a bomb and then it just completely kills you and you're like, I only had one freaking bomb on me. What the heck happened? It's because bombs completely ignore a target's defense. That's the great part. The downside is that it usually takes 2 or 3 turns to detonate those bombs. So, you know, but bombs can be amazing, like especially if you have a champion that can speed up the detonation, like some of them it'll reduce the cooldowns on the bombs to increase the speed of when they're going to detonate. That can be pretty cool. Attacks an enemy, another personal counterattack. See, like personal counterattacks, like no, you really need the champions with the AoE counterattacks, like single. No. Oh, here we go. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Decreases bomb, debuff detonation, cooldown, countdowns by 1 turn. That's pretty cool. Like, she actually reduces them, so that could be useful. The only downside is that, at best, this reduces down to 4, and it's only 1 bomb. Like, I know champions that do multiple bombs. Like, for a rare, she's okay. Like, for people who are, like, kind of new at the game, she could be good. Alright, we already went over Retainer, so we know, like, nope. Come on, let's see it. Just one legendary, like, right near the very end, like, second to last, just give me a surprise of legendary. That'd be cool. Ifrit's garbage. Ifrit's just kind of weird. Like, it almost looks like he could be cool, but just not quite, because he just lacks enough abilities. Like, this is kind of cool, where it decreases the damage received by 50% if damage from a single hit exceeds 30% hit points. Now, obviously, in the higher levels, where enemies are doing harder hits, like, he's gonna get that. And then plays a 30% decreased defense debuff for 2 turns if the attack's critical. But it is kind of cool that it reduces the damage received by 50%, but still it's a lot of the damage through. And then the reason that that's just not that great is that ability is kind of cool, but then these, it's like attacks 1 enemy, 25% decrease attack, increase according to the champion's max hit points. From what I've heard, he does not scale well at all. Scales really bad. And then 15% weaken. So yeah, so nothing that great. Because I knew people, somebody in my old clan that tried leveling him up, thought like the damage mitigation on himself might be good, but no. All right, we got a Huntress. Yeah, Huntress is garbage. Yeah, it's just personal crit rate and attack. That really sucks too, because like this here, like I almost wouldn't want to ascend her, because like if I ascend her, she gives herself a crit rate and an increased attack, but then she loses her turn, and this is only for 2 turns. Like, I feel like you would lose more damage than you would gain from doing that to yourself. That doesn't even make sense. Attacks an enemy, 50% chance of placing a weaken. I mean, weaken's nice, but it's single target. Attacks an enemy, stun, no. I mean, they're rares. Like I said, I don't need any rares other than Cold Heart. I already got Cold Heart, but this is just epic. I don't even know. Warcaster. This is, I thought this was Steadfast Marshal. That's why I was confused. I was like, I thought Steadfast Marshal was a rare. That they recycle these images so much. God, come on. Like, it's Steadfast Marshal with different colors on them. I don't know Warcaster at all. Let me see. 4.7, 4.6. I don't need anything in Arena, so that's not looking good. Let me see here. Places a block damage buff on all allies for 1 turn. That's kind of cool. The only downside is 4-turn cooldown, and it's only for 1 turn. And especially, like, the thing is like, my champions are so fast compared to the enemy. 1 turn, that's really not going to do much of anything. But it could be cool. I mean, I guess if you could make a really, really slow group, with like slow turns compared to the enemy, it could be. AoE attack and block buffs, debuff. Block buffs is nice. Attacks enemy for stealing random buffs. That's pretty cool. My Banner Lords is one of my weakest groups right now. Like, Banner Lords and Orcs, I think, are my 2 weakest for factions. I'm almost wondering if I might use him. Because I like this block buffs, AoE block buffs. I like that. And I like where he can steal buffs. I might use him in Faction Wars. I don't know. I gotta look into him, do a little research. I might use him. I mean, he doesn't seem that spectacular, but like I said, my Banner Lords is garbage. Alright, so last one here. Wish me luck, guys. Something good, something good. Nope. Harrier is a freaking joke. Yeah, this, because it needs this hospitaler or whatever, like, and she's garbage. It's not worth putting her on the team just for him to have this ability. But everything else of his is trash. 30% chance of a critical. Okay. Enemy, 30% chance placing, 30%. Like, look at him compared to Cold Heart. Cold Heart has something where it's an extra 30% chance, and it's based on the enemy max hit points. And that is the same ability that fully depletes a turn meter. And yet Cold Heart and Harrier are both rares. Like, that's why, like, Cold Heart is so overpowered for a rare. It's like his is a joke compared to her. Decreased defense, 15% chance of an extra hit. No. I wouldn't even think he would be good for people that are hard up for champions. He's just garbage. I would not. No, he's just horrible. Yeah, look at that. Anyway, yeah. See, this is why I don't buy shards nowadays. I mean, 20 shards, like the voids nowadays, what, they go for like $4 or $5 a shard. I mean, that was just like, what? I mean, yeah, I'd say that on average, like voids from what I could think of off the top of my head, they go for about, I would say at least $4 a pop. So, I mean, that was, you know, $4 a pop with 20 shards. That was $80 worth of shards there. $80 worth. Of course you want to sell me some. Why would I buy anything now? You just gypped me. Like, come on. Like, I mean, treat us a little better. Let's see here. Let's see how much they're charging for the voids. Okay. $25 for 7. I mean, you get some gems. You get some of these too. Okay, so they're actually a little cheaper than I thought. But, still, let me see. Alright, so $25 and you get 7 of them. So they're about, alright, and then let's subtract, like, say 50 cents each, because you're getting a little gems, you're getting some coins too. So let's say about, I'm going to be nice and say $3 each. So that's still, like, I just spent $60 worth of void shards to get an extra Cold Heart that I really don't need. So that's why I don't buy the shards. I don't see that as worth it. Like, I mean, you know, and I mean, I'm sorry that you guys are disappointed with this shard opening, but I know, like, a lot of other people only show their videos when they get really, really good pulls, but I want to be realistic. I'm trying to look out for you guys, not for Polarium, but like, oh, look, open shards, you get tons of great stuff. Sometimes you don't, you know. That's like, I mean, if you guys have a ton of extra money to throw around and you want to throw it around, you like the gambling and the RNG in this game, go for it. But I mean, if you're like, man, I got my paycheck and I'm wondering what to do with my paycheck and this is going to run me short for the week, like, guys, like, no. Oh, I forgot about Maneater too. Yeah, Maneater would be good if... And I need more Maneaters though. That's the thing. But, I mean, it's a start. So, yeah, so I forgot about him. So, I did, yeah, so I got Maneater, got Cold Heart. I think that is going to be it as far as the ones that I would use here. Like, Maneater, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to max him out because I do know eventually I could make him part of an Immortal team. And I'm pretty sure, like I said, the Broadmoor, that's the, yeah, Arbalester is one of those. Oh, and this one too. So I got 2 of them. I still have these. Oh, no, I got him too, so I only need him now. He's the only one that I'm missing. So I'm definitely going to vault these 2. I'm going to save them, put them in the vault, because eventually I would like to fuse him. He's a pretty cool champion for, like, Lizardman. I could definitely use him for Lizardman, because like I said, I don't have healer. Like, he revives, block damage on them when he revives them. That's pretty cool. Increase crit, increase speed. That's pretty cool. 25% chance of placing a freeze. And you actually at max 35% chance, so that's pretty solid. I feel like Broadmoor is he's not amazing, but he's pretty good. Like for my faction wars, because I have a decent team for Lizardmen. Lizardmen is one of the ones that I do want to work on, and I figure he'd be a great addition to it. So probably get him, but yeah, but I mean, more often than not, regretfully, that's how shard pulls go, is nothing that spectacular. I mean, when you're at this level, of course, like if you guys are fairly new, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you'd love, like, oh man, I got Maneater, oh man, I got Cold Heart. It's just, you got to look at everything that I have. Like, you know, it's like, I got Arbiter, so I have, like, a great champion for Arena turn meter boost and speed. I got Nethril, I got Dracomorph, I got Altan, you know, Turbold. Like, I have some really, really good Bigon. I love Bigon. Bigon's one of my newest legendary additions that I had gotten. But yeah, and then you can see I have some more in here that are just kind of collecting dust. So it's like I got some really solid champions already, which is why for me, like, it's kind of to that point where I'm like, why would I spend money on Void Shards? If I see really good deals on Sacreds, which I shouldn't say are good deals, but relatively speaking, every once in a while I'll buy some. Like, I bought some more Sacred Shards recently. That's why I'm up to 12. But until they do a double chance at that, no. But anyway, but this Maneater here, like I said, Maneater, like I told you earlier, is part of an Immortal composition, because if you have, you know, multiple Maneaters and Painkeeper and ones like that Renegade that reduce the cooldowns, you have unkillables on your champions at all times. They can't die. So, yeah, so it's a part of an Immortal team that can be really, really good. The only downside is with the Immortal teams, it's one of those kind of things where you need to do the fights manually. You can't let them run on auto, or else you could get the rotation messed up, and then your unkillables fall off of you and you die. But yeah, definitely gonna end up using Maneater. And I'm surprised his ratings aren't higher. I think it's because you need a couple of Maneater plus like Painkeeper. It's a specific combination of champions to make an Immortal group, but it's one step closer to it, so that's kind of cool. And I don't remember spending money on any of these Voids, so I didn't actually pay anything for them, so that's good at least. So yeah, but that's all that I got for today, guys. I did try to cover a few of these just in case you guys are like fairly new, covering a little bit about some of these that might be viable for you if you're a fairly new player and you don't have, like, you know, end game champions already. But anyway, Cold Heart is, if you get her, she is amazing on Spider 20. Amazing. Like I said, she can easily do 1.5, 1.6 million damage on it. Like this, I'll show you mine right now real quick. Now, I mean, albeit I have pretty decent gear on her, but this is an amazing, amazing gear. It's decent. I mean, I have her at, you know, you want to have her at least 70% crit rate, like I said previously, because she does have that 30% increased chance of a crit. But I have her a little bit over it just because of the gear that I put on her. But then she has this crit damage where it's, what is that? Have her at like a little over 200% crit damage. A lot of attack here. The crit damage and crit rate are a lot more important than attack, so that's why I got that on her. So it's pretty good, but like I said, with this gear, and then with Dracomorph putting defense down and weaken on the spider boss, 1.5, 1.6 million. It's crazy. So Cold Heart is amazing. If you get her, do not underestimate that A3 of hers. Plus, another great thing about this is where it fully depletes the target's turn meter. Like, that's great too, because on bosses, when you fully deplete a target's turn meter on a boss, that is great. On the trash, not so much, but on the bosses, yeah, that's really, really good. It's a great ability. So, and she's good for Fire Knight's Castle as well, just because she has like 4 hits on her A1, so when you get to the boss in Fire Knight's Castle, she's pretty good. The only downside, since she is an attack-based champion, like I said earlier, it can be very hard to keep her alive getting to the boss. Like mine right here, she cannot handle Fire Knight's Castle on stage 20, not on auto, because this defense, this hit points, she can't do it. She's built specifically for Spider here. But for Spider, she's amazing. I mean, Spider, like 4.6 is just, this is why you can't trust the in-game ratings. For Spider's Den, she is a solid 5. She is one of the best for Spider's Den. So anyway, but that's all that I got for today, guys. I mean, sorry it wasn't anything that spectacular. Like, cool, Maneater's cool. Like I said, it's one step towards an immortal team. There's a couple others that I might check out, might toy with in Faction Wars. That Renegade definitely seems like one that's going to be a keeper. I don't even know. Yeah, Renegade right there. Yeah, with that 2-turn cooldown. I didn't know that it was anybody that does it better than Painkeeper like that. Let's see, Painkeeper is... Where is she? I think I have her out. Maybe I don't. No. I used to have her out because I used to use her for farming the campaign when I didn't have anybody else that was powerful enough to survive it. That was a long time ago. Since then, I'm pretty sure, I don't even know where the heck she is, but I mean, that's all the shards anyway, so that's all that I got for now, guys. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback, anything like that, feel free to let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, that's all that I got for today. And yeah, and oh, you know what, before I go, Painkeeper, here we go. I don't know how I overlooked her. So yeah, the A3 decreases the cooldown of all ally skills by 1 turn. It used to be of everybody, but then they made it, they nerfed her like a while ago, really, really bad. But this is just all ally skills by 1 turn. This one with the 2, like, that's awesome. I love the fact that Renegade does that. That is really cool. That 2 turns, that makes it a lot easier to have an immortal team. So, all right, so I'm definitely hanging on to her. Luck. All right. So, until the next episode, guys, take care. Good luck on your shard pulls if you're pulling some during this tournament and event. Hope you get some good pulls here, and wish you luck. You get some decent pulls, definitely let me know in the comments. And any questions, comments, concerns on anything you pull, definitely let me know as well. So, otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next episode. And again, good luck in your pulls, and take care. Hey, guys, Anthony here, also known on this channel as AscendantGod. And shout out from down below, because we love everybody equally here. Well, thank you guys for checking out the channel here. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you can stay up to date with the latest content as I provided on here. Also, be sure to check out the description sections of the videos regularly as well. That's where I provide you guys with all the resources that I'm able to find that I think would be useful for you. It's also where you can show your support, and it is much appreciated, because regretfully, playing video games and making funny videos doesn't support the family. So any support you guys give is really appreciated. And other than that, I think that's about all that I got for now. So in the meantime, I'm gonna get back to this here. I think I almost got it figured out. So wish me luck, and I will catch you guys in the next episode. So until then,